Okay, hello dear friends, good morning, good afternoon, Saturday afternoon, and I originally think, why do I need to do makeup? And then I was thinking, why not? Oh, that's a new one, I like it. Did you find that I always use the same thing? And I find it's becoming so easy and so easy because you know what you need, and every time from now and then you buy one time, the next time you keep buying. We are old people, we do not need to complicate. We do not need to experiment too many new things now. So I always use the same same face powder, compressed powder, and same thing. It is easier. We have much less complication to deal with. Don't you think it's better? So yesterday I blah 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 only one thing about practice. Practice kindness. Practice everything. Because idea and habit comes from practice and everyday daily use of it, and then we become more comfortable with our idea, with our thoughts. So today we will practice on attention. Live life with attention. You want to live a purposeful life. You want to live an attentional life. Everything, every idea comes from practice and paying attention. Even makeup. So today's my attention is to do a makeup. Not because makeup make me look better. As a lot of you say that with or without makeup you look equally fine. So this one is that I do want to make the most ordinary day extraordinary. I want to make the most relaxed day with an attention of me trying to put on the best of myself. And today's attention is physically put on the most comfortable but still the best of myself. It does not mean a particularly heavy makeup or a style of makeup. It means, sorry for the noise, it means I pay attention to my day. I pay attention to my to do the cleaning up, I pay attention to do the right thing, because last night I fell asleep without my usual comfort sleep. You know, when you just finish meal, or when in the night you eat something and you are totally bloated, that uncomfortable feeling, that was the feeling I had last night, and it was not comfortable. So I'm thinking today I will make it different, because a lot of time we do not start our day just the perfect. And even if we do not start our day perfect, I will pay attention not to show you how I apply my mascara, because a lot of you find it quite uncomfortable to see I apply my mascara. So that is also my attention. Pay attention to everyday life, and it will make you live a life more purposely and make your life more attentionally. Pay attention to life, to everyday life, to every moment of life. It may be, for you, may be different, and just be no makeup and be the best of yourself without makeup. Or maybe make the best of yourself with a makeup. No judgment of our decision, but there is a judgment of if we have paid attention. We do want to pay attention to our life. So I was listening, still listening to audiobooks and listening to something about solitude, something about communication. The best communication is not talking too much. No judgment, no best or wrong. But one of the very effective communication is actually no words, to communicate with our inner self. We are too obsessed with talking, with presentation, with making a speech, with impression, with impressing others. And we become empty. We become empty because we have no self. We lost ourself. We lost the idea, the attention of living for ourselves. Nobody is more important than ourselves. If we do not pay attention to ourselves, we cannot live. If we do not talk to ourselves, we ignore ourselves. And kindness comes from the kindness towards ourselves. And be nice to ourselves and appreciate the feeling that we treat ourselves with respect, with care, with love, with admiration, with tolerance. And there are times things we cannot do, and we talk to ourselves and persuade ourselves it's okay. Our ability has not reached there. And as long as we keep ourselves composed and keep ourselves calm and build up our skill and overcome those difficulties another time, as long as we have this generosity to ourselves, we can be strong. And we need to have this kind of generosity to ourselves. And once we have the generosity to ourselves, to allow ourselves to be different, to be incapable, we will have the empathy for other people. We can think about other people. Maybe they are having a bad time, maybe for whatever gazillion reason, maybe they are not just the best of themselves at that particular day, maybe they are under the weather. And then we can allow ourselves to be incapable. The same thing, we can have the generosity of allowing other people to be incapable. Once we are standing strong on our ground, it's okay, we cannot do it. Then we feel good, then we feel strong, then we feel that we are grounded, and we feel that we are not lost. And the feeling of lost, the feeling of no ground, the feeling of stepping on something, moving, something floating, is a very insecure feeling. We need to build that security, that safety back to us. And once we have that security, we have this tolerance, we can transfer this kindness, this tolerance, this sympathy, this spirit to others. So the other day I was listening to these talks, and then there was one thing, one word or one concept pop up, really strikes me. Strikes me. That is speech generosity. A polite person, a kind person, a conscientious person, a self-aware person, do not talk too much. Do not fight the right to talk. So this makes me think the political debate and the speech, maybe these people, they are not conscious. You listen to news report, interviewers, and then the interviewer keep on interrupting. Or the interviewee, the person who is being interviewed, keep on interrupting, and then you feel very uncomfortable. Don't you feel so? At least for me, I feel very uncomfortable. You do not have the grace to allow other people to talk. There is something not right about you. And it is hard for me to respect a person that is so intolerant, that does not have that grace That is so unelegant. Make sense? So when you talk, I think the powerful person, the person who get the attention and get the idea conveyed, are not the person who fight during the talk. When I am talking, you do not talk. If two voices popping up, nobody hears nothing. And what we create is irritation from the audience. You have the grace, you have the elegance, and you have the level to allow other people talk. And even that talk may not be the best and the most impressive talk. Even that talk may not convey the best idea, but you have the grace to allow other people to talk. That pure action by itself, it shows so much more about you, and it lifts up you. Speech generosity. Allow people to talk. If everyone talk, a lot of time this happens in the meeting, in interview, because we see this in TV interview all the time. And it's like a joke, it's like a comedy show. Everyone talks, nobody hears anything. They make a living. I do not know how they make a living out of such an unsuccessful, I will not say mediocre, that is not kind, such an ineffective tactic of talking. And that transfer to our daily life. We all have meeting, group meeting, study group meeting, and project group meeting. When one person talks, you do not talk. Even if your idea is better than other people, when people are in the heat of things, in the heat of their emotion, they do not listen. Why do you try to talk? There are a lot of Buddhist teaching talking, or wise word teaching, Buddhist teaching, let's say Buddhist teaching, or people wise way of solving problem, of replying to question, is by not talking, or is by talking to the person who want to listen to. Because I am goal-oriented, I feel fighting does not reach the goal. Why do I spend my energy in fighting? I want to reach my goal, and my goal is to get everyone think the same, and one less voice may bring us to that goal one little tiny step further. And I am that little tiny step further. I am that part, and I'm happy with it. If my voice is not heard, it's absolutely okay. At least I did not add a negative pulling it back, because even by good idea, your idea is not good, then it's not a good idea. Your idea, even though it's a good idea, because it's not heard and it does not contribute, and at the same time, it actually creates more noise and make people even more difficult to debate, then don't do that. Once you have time, and make sure everybody quiet and ready to listen to you, bring up your idea. Do I make any sense? It's not about losing your ground, losing your sense of justice. It's just about the way of conveying yourself. It's just about a better way to bring justice to a more resultful, to bring justice to a more resultful presentation. I love you, I really do. And also, I got some friends say that my video is not ASMR because from time to time I make noise. So whichever way you take it, sometimes I put the tag ASMR because reason. Sometimes I do not put it on and do not take it seriously. I live my life with or without that word, with or without that acronym. I still talk my way. Bye bye, friend. Do I look good?